حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. One of the important obligations in our religion is the paying of zakat, which is the obligatory charity that Allah and His Messenger have made compulsory and obligatory upon us. And just as we worry about our salat, that we need to pray 5 times a day, and we worry about our wudu and making sure the conditions of salat are met properly, and that we worry about our fasting and making sure that we're fasting in the month of Ramadan and we don't do anything that nullifies our fast. Similarly, we should worry about zakat, because it is one of the pillars of Islam, and without it, if somebody rejects it and says no, that zakat is not important and does not see it as obligatory, it is just like rejecting salat. So that person falls outside of the fold of Islam. May Allah protect us from that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said many times in the Quran, وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and offer prayers perfectly and give zakat. And you'll see in the Quran that salat and zakat are together, and mentioned many times together, which shows the importance of zakat, that it's not a secondary thing, it's not something that's an afterthought. It's something that we should plan and know about and study about and fulfill properly. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلَصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمَةِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and they were commanded that they should worship Allah alone. They should worship Allah and worship none but Allah, and offer prayers perfectly and give zakat. And this is the righteous religion. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بني الإسلام على خمس. He said the pillars of Islam are 5, and amongst them he mentioned zakat, the giving zakat. So this is one of the pillars of establishing the deen. And because it is mentioned so many times in the Quran along with salat, it is very important, just like salat. And for that reason, during the time of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, some of the tribes, they said that now Rasulullah sallallahu has passed, we used to give our zakat to Rasulullah, we're not going to give it anymore. So Abu Bakr said, no, we're going to make jihad against them. Some of the Muslims asked him, how are you going to make jihad against them when they're still Muslim? He said, I'll make jihad against somebody who differentiates between salat and zakat. Meaning somebody who says that I don't need to give zakat because he feels it's not important or it's not an obligation in the deen, it's just like he has rejected salat. So may Allah protect us from this. And this is why we are mentioning this, so that we all understand that this is an obligation upon us. And if we're sitting here thinking that it's only, obligation on rich people, it's not an obligation on me, then we should also understand the conditions of zakat, the nisab. The nisab of zakat, and there's many things that are mentioned as far as different things in agriculture and livestock. We won't get into that because that's not related to our daily life. But as far as cash and inventory and merchandise goes, that we must pay 2.5%, which is 1/40th. And the nisab is equal to 85 grams of gold or 595 grams of silver. 595 grams of silver comes out to $315. If you have more than $315, you must pay zakat. Zakat is obligatory on you. So all of us who are thinking that maybe zakat is on some rich people, no. Everybody has this much amount of money. We need to understand it and we need to pay zakat. So let's say you have $400, the zakat on you is $10, 1/40th. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not asked a big amount from us. And as we know, there are people in other religions who give 10% of everything. And they do it happily. And we are only obligated to give 2.5%. So it's a very small amount, but we must give it. And it's very important for us. And there are many benefits of giving zakat. The first and foremost is that we will be obeying Allah and His Messenger in their order. And what they have made obligatory on us, will be fulfilling that. And one of the other benefits is that it will multiply our wealth. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, He gives the example of the one who spends in Allah is like corn. It grows 7 ears, and each has hundreds of grains. And in this way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala multiplies our wealth. So whatever we give in zakat, we should not see it as something we lost. We should see it as something we have invested with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that He will give us back, whether it be in this life or in the hereafter. And giving zakat is a dalil, is a proof of one's belief and proof of one's iman. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as-sadaqatul burhanu, that sadaqah is charity, zakat is a proof of one's belief. And it's a purification for our wealth. That sometimes we may have some things in our wealth. Maybe we lied to somebody when we sold something, or maybe something is in our wealth that is maybe not permissible. So this is giving zakat is a purification for our wealth. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَاتٍ تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. Take sadaqah from their wealth in order to purify them and sanctify them with it. And wealth never decreases due to sadaqah. We should always keep this in mind, that it's not something that we've lost. Like I said before, it's something that we have invested with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And on the Day of Judgment, there are 7 categories of people who will be given shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's throne on the day when there is no shade. And the sun will be very close over our heads. It's 95 out and we're feeling hot and sweaty. That day will be much, much hotter. But shade will give him to 7 types of people. And one of those 7 people is the man who gives charity secretly, so that he gives it with his right hand and his left hand doesn't even know. That he gives it, forgets about it, doesn't mention it, his family, his friends, nobody knows about it. He just gives it, and for the sake of Allah. And if we give zakat, it is a cause for the mercy of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us His mercy, and His raham will be upon us. And just as there are many benefits of paying zakat, there are many warnings, wa'id, against those who don't pay zakat. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, for those who don't pay zakat, He says, فَبَشِّرْهُمْ بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Give them the glad tidings, or give them the news of a very painful punishment. That if they don't pay zakat, they'll be in a very painful punishment. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that that person's wealth will be melted into sheets, into hot sheets, and it will be stuck to his sides and to his forehead and to his face, and it will burn his skin. And that will be his situation on the Day of Judgment. And in another hadith it says that for the person who does not pay zakat on his wealth, then his wealth will be made into the form of a black poisonous snake, which will torment him and will bite him and will taunt him, and he'll say, I am your wealth, I am your treasure. This is the wealth and the treasure that we are collecting throughout our day. And we do this to benefit ourselves. And on the Day of Judgment, that same wealth and treasure will be against us, will be a punishment for us if we don't give zakat. So my brothers and sisters, it is very important for us to understand about zakat. Understand who is the recipients of zakat. Zakat, there are many things mentioned, but some of the recipients are the poor, the needy, and somebody who has incurred many debts, or in the path of Allah. And in the path of Allah are the masajid, are like the masjid here is in the path of Allah, so that the word of da'wah is going out to people. So you can give zakat in the masjid. You can give zakat if you know somebody who's poor, and you can give it to them. But you cannot give zakat to those who are under your care, who are you obligated to care for. You cannot give zakat to your parents. You're supposed to care for them anyways. You cannot give zakat to your children, because you're supposed to, or your wife, you're supposed to care for them anyways. But other than that, if you have some relative who needs it, or some Muslim brother who needs it, or the masjid, then give zakat. It is very important for us to study about this and know about this and fulfill this obligation. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وآخر دعوانا والحمد لله رب العالمين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. As we have mentioned before, the categories of zakat that are important to us at this point is our cash savings, any type of savings we have, any type of merchandise we have, any type of merchandise that is for sale. For example, if we have inventory, as far as maybe we have a car dealership, our cars are sitting there, that's our inventory, there is zakat on that. We have other raw materials that are to be for sale, or we have houses that are not our own house. Our own house, there's no zakat on our own place, but if we have an investment or products for investment like a house, cars and things like that, those are also, there's zakat on that as well as on whatever savings we have. And again, I encourage you to study about it more and understand it. The way we understand salat and we understand our fasting, we need to understand about zakat as well. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم ربنا اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم ولذكر الله تعالى أولى وأهم وأكبر وأقيموا الصلاة